everybody. I'm Matt Meadows here with Coach Ben Durham. Welcome to the Coach's Corner. Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, and you?
Good, doing good, Coach. I'm excited to be here after a win.
It's much better.
Two long weeks on the road, and you know, we played a tough game the week before, and felt like there was a lot of positives came out of it. And this game, I think, was a little closer than you anticipated. Let's talk about that a little bit.
You know, Matt, on a yellow bus for 3 hours through the Delta, it's tough to get off the bus and just be ready to play.
Right.
That sounds like excuses, but we've got to be a little more mentally prepared and ready to go. You know, we've got some kids who've played, but on the other side of the coin, I still think they're trying to figure out how to get ready. You know, how to get ready on their own. Mm-hmm. And so we're working through that a little bit.
Well, let's talk about some of the highlights of the game. Specifically the offense. Let's start there. Who did what the other night? And let's talk a little bit about who made some plays and kind of who are the difference makers on offense for you this week.
Offensively, it was a great show. You know, we didn't throw the ball but twice, and we did make one mistake. But Fuad was over 200 yards again, and then Matt Dennis was over 100 yards. We really could run anything we wanted to, and it was nice. We controlled the game offensively great. But you know, when you only get one play in the first quarter,
right?
You know, we were down 16-0, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
You know, an onside kick. You know, they hit it. You know, and we recovered it, but then the refs didn't see it that way. And then after that, Fuad fumbled on his first carry, and then they drove right down and scored, and it was 16-0, and it's the second quarter.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened. But offensively, we looked real good.
Yeah. Well, and line of scrimmage, you felt like we controlled it offensively?
Absolutely.
Guys up front,
we did a much better job of coming off the ball. Our crack blocks from our receivers were much better. You know, really the offense was really good besides, you know, a couple plays of, you know, a couple turnovers.
Okay. And I guess on the bright side, like you say again, Fuad, he has another big game rushing. So that's 3 games in a row basically that, you know, he's done a pretty handy job. So he's getting some confidence now, getting a little farther into the season. Matt Dennis, it seems like he's been kind of a glue type person for you, doing the things that you know, that I guess kind of the selfless things on offense, making the blocks, running the ball when he has to, and so that's been
excellent
a big plus.
Blocker, and you know, just does a good job. And you know, Fuad's just under 600 yards in 3 games.
Wow! And
has 8 touchdowns already. He owes Matt Dennis and that offensive line because they do a great job. But Matt Dennis really. That's why he's in that position. We knew he was a great blocker last year, and we wanted to utilize his skills. And he was asked to run the ball, and he did a much better job.
Right. And then I guess defensively and special teams, that, you know, sounds like you say, we didn't have possession of the ball in the first half. So maybe a little bit, we're still kind of I feel like we've got the players to match up defensively. I know there's a lot of scores. That's just part of this, but. Are we still kind of maybe feeling our way out on the defensive side of this game that we're playing this year?
Absolutely. You know, man, this is gonna, you know, they're gonna blame the coach when you hear these kind of things. But when you line up in a double tight formation, that means that they've got 5 guys, you know, on the line and then an I formation backfield. There's really no way to stop it.
Right.
You know, because if you think about it, if they get the ball at the 50-yard line, okay, they got to get 2.5 yards per carry to get a first down. Well, who can't get 2.5 yards per carry?
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. You know, they only had to go 50 yards. They just go for it on 4th down, and they had possession of the ball. And you know, if you got them backed up, they've got some time to make some holding calls and stuff like that, and you're good. But you only have to go 50 yards. You know, there's just not a lot there, and we were out of position a couple times, and early in the game we got much better as the game went on. We were physical. That part was good. Special teams wise, you know, it's just so different. There's just so much ground out there. You know, they faked a couple punts, and again, you know, there's just too much space out there.
Yeah. So there is a little learning curve there.
Absolutely.
Defensively, though, the scheme, do you think overall you feel good about it, or do you feel like we're still working on some things defensively you need to improve on, or where are we at defensively?
Well, I think we're trying to morph it. I don't know if, you know, trying to adjust it to fit our personnel, plus get depth. You know, because, you know, if they're going to score, you've got to rotate on defense.
Right.
There's no question about it. So what we end up doing is we're going to try to walk some backers up and do some other things to try to create some confusion in the blocking schemes.
Right. Because you did say last week on the show you were planning on doing a little different scheme defensively.
Yeah, it didn't work quite as well as we wanted to, but
right.
It's just tough because you look at that 4-2, you get through that initial line, there's nobody there,
right?
And it just happened a couple times, and we got a little got a little shocked and just didn't go back to it.
Right. So, and that was a big play the other night in the college game with Boise State, and they break the line on Virginia Tech. It's a what game on a short play, and boom, he's gone 50, 60 yards. That's ball game pretty much like that.
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, let's talk a little bit about our upcoming opponent this week. Who do we have? I know we've got a home game. I know everybody's excited to be back home.
Yes, sir.
And let's talk a little bit about that and what can we expect.
Well, Central Academy is going to come in. They're going to be the second-ranked team in the state. We're 4. This is going to be a matchup to see what we are.
Okay.
We're going to really find out. This is a non-district ball game, but it's our last test. We've been really working hard to get this product, this finished product, to see where we are for the district. It's here. It's going to find out. They are enormous. I've not seen a high school team this big. When I say that, even the viewers here, you're going to come to the game not thinking they're that big, and then you're going to see them. And you're not going to believe it. They've got a kid at 6'6", 350. They've got a 6'2", 285 pound. They're going to be about 275 across the board.
And they played Tensas last week?
They played Tensas and beat them.
And beat Tensas.
Absolutely.
Who we feel like is our the real the cream of our district, right?
Absolutely.
The team to beat anyway.
Absolutely.
And what was the score in that game?
I'm believing it was 30-18, okay. And it's a little closer than the score maybe indicates, but Central just ran the ball right down their throats, and Tensas had no answer for it.
Is that what we feel like they're going to do this week? Is this
Yes.
team just going to bring it right at us?
Extremely predictable. They're going to run the ISO, especially to the right side, behind the 350-pound kid. You know it's coming. Just can't stop. We're going to do our best. We feel like we've got a good plan for it.
Yeah. Okay, and then I guess for us offensively, how do we match up against that personnel? Do you feel like Fuad has the speed and athleticism to make some plays?
Absolutely. I feel like this is I don't think it's going to be a shootout because of the way they run the ball and the way we run the ball. I imagine the game's going to start at 7 and be over at 8:15.
Yeah.
I think the clock's going to run the whole time, and it's going to be a very physical. This is going to be a great football game. I mean, I can't even tell you how excited I am to get back home and have this kind of style of a game. But to be real honest with you, Matt, we do match up with them defensively, our offense versus their defense very well.
Right.
I feel very good about that. We're gonna have to see what they're gonna line up in, but I just feel very strongly that we're gonna be able to win the line of scrimmage on the offensive side of the ball, and then our speed is gonna I believe play a big part.
And what about the district or our whole state kind of group that we're playing with? How's that shaping up right now? Who's who and what's going on?
Well, we feel very good. Right now, the top team in our district is Rebel. They're undefeated. We're ranked higher than them, but they are undefeated. We scrimmaged them and did really well, but they are the one team that's undefeated. They haven't played a real tough opponent yet, so we're going to see what that entails for them coming up. Tensas is just coming off a loss, but other than that, they've won all their games. And then there's us. So us 3 are fighting for the top. The other teams are winless. So we feel very good about that it's going to be a 3-race team. But Franklin Academy is who we play next week. They've played some very, very tough opponents. So it's not like their record is indicative of how good they are.
Right. And I look forward to playing home this week. I know the kids have got to be excited and kind of relieved somewhat to come home because 2 long trips in a row and on the road. But I think that maybe they learned a little bit about themselves this week or the last 2 weeks. Do you feel that way? I mean,
I do.
It gives you a chance to bond going away on these trips, and you kind of get out of your element, out of your comfort zone. I feel like last week they probably played over their head almost. They played an incredible team and almost pulled up an upset at Hot Springs. Then this week they take a team for granted and kind of go to sleep and almost lose to a team they're supposed to beat. So that's what going on the road is supposed to build character for these games that really matter, which are the district games. That's what counts. And
absolutely.
And then after that, of course, playoffs. But if you don't win the district you don't
Doesn't
go to
matter.
the playoffs.
Absolutely. And we've spent over 7 hours on the road.
Right.
Over 7 hours on these 2 road trips. And I tell you what, it is very good to be back at Johns Hopkins.
And we're playing at 7 o'clock Friday
7 o'clock.
night. And I just encourage everyone to come out on out and support us. Home game, real exciting. Coach said Fuad Ahmed. I mean, folks come out and watch him. Almost 600 yards in 3 games. So who wouldn't want to see that? Coach, anything else you want to add before we go off?
No, just it's going to be a great weekend for football here in the county, our parish. Sorry, get back to that. But Lake Providence plays Oak Grove. I mean,
Right.
It's going to be a great Friday night. And tell you what, I'm getting cold chills. I'm ready to get it on.
Me too. And once again, thanks to Lee Denny and Anna Denny for letting us hosting us here at the Lake Providence Country Club, and a special thanks to all the members of the country club for letting us film our show here. And folks, we just once again encourage everyone to come out and support the Rebels this year. They play 7 o'clock Friday night at Johns Hopkins Stadium against Central Academy. And for Coach Ben Durham, I'm Matt Meadows. Good night.
Thank you very much. Up next, Matt Meadows off the tee.